You're listening to the Life is Scary podcast. I'm Yana. LIS is made up of Giblet.
Hi.
As well as we usually have Prod Goddess along with Flame. However, they're not here today. However, we got some amazing guests with us. They decided to join. We have Chacha.
Hello.
And we have Thicc Sparkle Butt.
Hi.
And then we have a special guest, Shadow the cat.
He's sitting down right now. He is going to be quiet, so we're going to hope that he stays that way.
Or not, who knows? We're all wishing for different things. We're gathered here today because we are talking about DMCA and how it affects content creators. All of us are, except actually Chacha, I don't think you're on Twitch. Most of us are on Twitch. Are you?
I moderate,
Okay.
and I'm an artist, but that's pretty much it.
Chacha creates music. Thicc has a awesome. Is it like a contest style?
It's more
beat
just
battle?
like a challenge to see what producers can do. And it's interesting because we'll talk about it when you're ready.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's more just like a challenge.
So, with everyone using music in their Twitch videos and specifically creators using music as content, the DMCA laws have really made it complicated with how we share our creative vision. It is actually back up in the news. Like, everyone remembered last year that there was the DMCA apocalypse on Twitch, where Twitch received a letter from musicians and was like, oh, they really noticed we don't do nothing about this. We're going to not give anyone notice and say, hey, delete all your VODs or you will get copyright strikes. And that's what everyone had to do. How did any of you guys get affected by that, like instantly, the way a lot of creators on the platform did?
I had not been streaming yet. I hadn't started streaming. So that was a huge letdown for me because I was excited about being able to play music with my video games. And then when that happened, I was like, okay, do I even want to stream now? Because like, we're just going to listen to game and like me talk. I'm not interesting. Who wants to hear what I gotta say?
She lies, first of all.
So it was a big blow for me, and I didn't know if I wanted to create content.
I know for me, I did not, knock on wood, I've never gotten a strike. However, I was one of those people that was like, delete everything, every single thing there is, because I mean, you were listening to partners talking about how they were banned, and then they were like, oh, you get fined this much money. I was like, I am not even getting a monthly payout. No, this ain't gonna work. Like, no. But I will have to say, like, for me now, Twitch, hopefully you're not paying attention. I don't care.
Well, there's a lot of ways around it. You just delete your VOD and you're fine. And you get to enjoy the moment.
Yeah, I'm just going to unpublish this VOD, unpublish that VOD. Oh, you muted that one. That's fine.
Yeah. I found like I wasn't really innately aware that those laws had passed because I am an airhead half the time when it comes to keeping track of what affects me as a streamer. But I did notice like some of my streams, the audio was a little weird. It was like not muted, but like the background was lower somehow. Like they have this weird science magic that was lowering any of the background sounds. And I didn't realize how much I relied on the music in games and in my own like wanting to listen to stuff with the people I'm streaming with. Until those things came up where it just made you aware of your surroundings. It's kind of like when it first started for YouTubers where like background music in stores that they were doing vlogs in were getting them hit with strikes that they had no control over. It's just in their surroundings. But I guess as Twitch streamers, we choose to play music. It just made games like Grand Theft Auto a little more complicated because you get into the car and it just starts playing music. that you do about that other than
Right.
having to be conscious ahead of time and say, oh, I'm going to turn that feature off. And it takes away, I think, from the experience. Like, we're not just here. Like, streaming for me is like sharing an experience with other people in a way that's comfortable for me socially. I'm socially awkward in person. And this is just way more approachable of a getting to know people scenario. And music sharing or playing things while listening to music with people is the appeal. Like, who plays Sonic Adventures 2 and doesn't jam to the first song on the first map? Everyone.
Yep.
Right.
Everyone collectively, without fail,
Yep.
will just start like singing that song if they know it, because it is what it is. And without that, I think it's just not the same. I am pretty sure, just like it almost did with Thicc, it probably turned a lot of people off of streaming entirely.
Definitely. And I mean, think about the ones that were actually getting the strikes.
That's crazy. And then the senators that pass laws that these strikes could then lead to actual jail time is it's alarming, because you could be just an unlikable person and be used against you in that way. Like, I get it's trying to I think the motivation, the actual good motivation behind it, it's trying to protect people's property from being used in ways that they wouldn't really want it. Like, I don't want a white supremacist playing my song. I don't want it in the background of their ads. You know, those kinds of things. And it also, like, there were channels that would just stream music with nothing else going on. And so you can't really, like, a new movie comes out, it's a new form of pirating to just have it streaming automatically on these platforms. It makes sense that it exists, but it just seems like there's not many rules to protect small creators with good intentions that are just sharing something that they love. And in sharing, it helps those different producers and creators. Chacha, for you, how different was it? Any different in creating music or sharing?
More, I mean, from the perspective of a viewer on Twitch and seeing the multiple people that I follow who are musicians, they relied on background music, and they would play the music. So let's say like a Queen song, and they would play a piano over and like do their own styling of it. So it's kind of like adding an instrument on top of the music. Now, because of DMCA, they can't do that anymore. So they have to like switch everything up. Then they have like layouts that are different. Like the flow is just not there. So I've seen that with a couple of streamers, and it's very striking. And just I feel the communication side from Twitch's point has not been clear. So like we still to this day don't really have a clue of how to really handle DMCA strikes. Not just musicians, but streamers overall. This is a Twitch problem all in one. It's affecting everybody. It's affecting the musicians. It's also affecting the big streamers like XQC. If I remember, he got hit and he was trying to play copyrighted music after those DMCA strikes, apparently, because he just has the money. He could just pay out whatever, so he can get it. Like big streamers can get away with it, and they have like exclusivities and whatever.
Yeah,
that's
frustrating because
it's frustrating.
Something just fell. Sorry, I'm just like that. It's the government coming after me for talking about this. It's there. It's frustrating because then that can lead to harsher laws being created. That's probably why they took the step up and were like, okay, well, you want to pay fines? Well, we're going to consider jail time next. And it's always the fucking rich ruin it for us little poor people.
It's interesting too, because if you think, well, it's the way I see it, the scenario it goes is that the big bad enemy of it is capitalism, and the music industry is like one of its guard dogs, and they have not had a good relationship for many, many years, and it's still a problem. And say like, we'll use this as an example. Say a head of a record label wants to get their music heard, and their only source of that being distributed is through radio. So we'll say an example in America. So you call up the radio station and you ask them, hey, we have all these records here that are not being played in the States. We think that it's a good way for the radio to play them out. Can you do it for us? They'll say yes, and then they'll just give their entire catalog to the radio stations for free. Now, you wouldn't think this would be a scenario that would happen in history or in real life, but that is apparently what actually happened and how radio in the 1940s became a thing. Capitol Records gave their entire record collection to these local radio stations, and because radio was booming, other record labels had to do the same thing. So the radio business was booming, and at certain points the radio stations were just like, we're not gonna pay you back for any of this. We're just gonna keep it to ourselves. So,
oh my gosh,
that I feel like is like the spark of this entire situation, and leading to now with Twitch, it's from, again, this is just like all from what I've seen. I don't know if this is all true or not. They don't have the proper licenses to have streamers broadcast music in any form,
and
really.
there's really in this day and age, what licenses could you possibly obtain? There's so many different platforms that music is created on now.
Yeah,
it's kind of like trying to pick a streaming service.
This is what kills me, though. Twitch knows that this is a problem, and they are owned by Amazon. And Amazon has its own music service. So why is it that they haven't made that available for us?
Yeah.
If you're if you subscribe to Prime members can play music.
Like, well, I think that's what soundtrack is.
Is it?
Yeah,
supposed to be.
Yeah, so I think with Amazon Music, the reason is it's just another service provider like Spotify and Apple Music. It's just for personal use. You would need I think you would need a specific license in order for you to use.
But it also
Amazon
goes back to like it's all capitalism. The way that those streaming services work is they make the person who has agreed to have their song on that platform makes money off of how many times it is streamed. If you're technically, according to their scope, if you're streaming it in the background of you doing something else, those other people aren't listening to it, and therefore they can't, your viewers, the 10 people that watch you stream, they're not getting their 10 streams. Even though it's in the background with your voice and your talking and the gameplay obscuring it, it still counts as you sharing their property. And they can't monetize that. They have no way to monetize that unless they switch and they're like, okay, well, Spotify is going to come out with they're probably going to have to, if Spotify came out with this, I would imagine they would have to pay everyone more for the streaming and getting the songs on their platform. But they can come out in the future and say, okay, are you a streamer? There's a special subscription just for you. If you sign up for the subscription, you're allowed to play our entire Spotify catalog on your... But it's likely that it will be expensive because they would then have to because then it would incentivize artists to say, well, if you're allowing someone else to stream our content on another platform, i.e. Twitch, then we should make more off of those streams. So it's kind of like there's no way to stop it from just being overcharged on any end.
But I feel like, and not even just Twitch though, like people are getting DMCAs on Twitter and on TikTok, and I'm just like, well, TikTok, that's the whole point of TikTok. Like,
yeah, when it was created, I guess that's what it was intended to use, is to new artists to be pushed forward using these viral videos. But now that TikTok is famous, it doesn't need that incentive. That's the whole, like, we used this content to become famous, and now we can make our stuff more ad friendly by eliminating the ability to do certain things. Same thing with Twitter. Twitter implemented their video capabilities, and it was just like the end of everything. Twitter became like super regimented, and it's a much different place now.
One of the things that is also not working is Twitch what they're helping you not get strikes by muting parts of your VODs. I had a beat battle where someone created their own music and the entire song was muted. So it never, like, I downloaded it, thought I had downloaded it
In
before, but
time,
the
yeah.
entire song that she had created was gone.
Oh
And
gosh.
so, like, it's like, yeah, great, you're trying to help me out you're actually really just trying to help yourself, but you're not doing it well, you're not doing it
Mm-hmm.
right, and you're not doing it thoughtful.
Mhm.
That's what also doesn't make sense. You could have all the credentials in place, but how does Twitch know before it
Mhm.
mutes your VODs? Because it sounds like it's muting it live. Like, not live, because obviously when you're live, it's not muting it. But the minute
Hmm.
that that thing is downloaded.
Right.
I thought I read something like a few months ago. Some artist was on like Twitter ranting over the fact that they played their own music on their Twitch channel, and Twitch muted it.
Well, I
And it
think
was like, it's
also
my music. He was like, it's my
there was a
music.
whole like real big
Yeah.
debate over the fact that a lot of songs unknowingly sample other songs too. Like there's only
Hmm.
so many original rhythms and beats. So what those bots are trying to pick up on is cadences that it recognizes. So unknowingly you could hit two chords back to back and it matched like some random song that you didn't even know about. And the bot's like, oop, doop, that's this song. We know this
Oh,
song. That's the doop. Gotta bop it out. You're
yeah.
screwed. It's your music that's getting yeeted into oblivion. And for a beat battle where the only source of the songs that are made in it is that live VOD, that's such a shame that it was just lost.
Well, I mean, I have copies
Oh,
of
okay, good.
Yeah.
everything. Yeah. So, but like, it was one of the best moments of that VOD, and the whole thing was muted.
Ugh,
And
that's
so
awful.
I was disappointed. I was really disappointed.
It's just, it's fucking with our memories too. Like we don't get to enjoy this memory
No.
because it's just taken from us. It's just awful. Um, but on the other end of it, there are creators who are trying to protect their work. Like I know when T-Pain came out with his streamer pack, he was very adamant on how he wanted that used.
Hmm.
And his interest was because he felt like streamers really needed music and having that eliminated entirely was not fun. So he was being like really awesome in making that. But his ability to limit how people use it is because of those DMCA laws.
Hmm.
So it's helping kind of keep his stuff protected as well as causing the reason why he wanted to create it in the first place.
Hmm.
And I mean, I feel like as a streamer, I would have no problem with paying whatever it is for me to be able to have, the songs that are in Spotify on my stream. Like, I know we have Pretzel, we have like Harris Heller with Streambeats and everything, but when you want to twerk to some Cardi B, you want to twerk to some
Yeah.
Cardi B.
Right.
Like, your little beat is not going to give me what Cardi B is giving me. So I feel like they need to find something. Because as a streamer, yes, it's annoying. Like, I've just gotten to that point where, yeah, I just keep my streams unpublished and or try to turn it down low enough. But yeah, it
Yeah.
sucks.
It's going to be
'Cause-
very difficult to change the laws in and of itself too, because but again, it just all goes back to like the whole licensing stuff and how Twitch just doesn't have the right license. They could easily do it. Apparently, they've been in discussion with Spotify to do some sort of like third party add-on to Twitch where you can stream the music there too. And
Mhm.
there's the options on there, and just just getting permission to have, like you said, a Cardi B song play on stream, you would have to ask multitudes of people, record labels, the artists, producers, distributors,
Mhm.
writers, and you have to pay all of them. in
and
order
the
to get this one
complicated.
song.
So there's this guy
Yeah.
on YouTube whose intro, I forget all of the information about the story. It is just stored in my brain for some reason. But there's this guy on YouTube that had to had to cut out the introduction to every single one of his YouTube videos because his intro music was he like paid somebody to create a song just for himself, but that person, because the person themselves received the license to sample a song, but he didn't receive a license to sample the song, but he was using it. He got it, they were taking all of his monetization from it because he was not allowed. The person who created the song was allowed to sample, but he was not allowed. He didn't have the license from the original people that were saying. It is just wild. So can you imagine Cardi B's I Like It Like That?
Yeah.
Do you know how many different people she had to get permission from to sample that? Because it's a really old Spanish song.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
it'd be impossible for a small streamer to get something like that. And I think there's just too much. They're probably packaging too much. They're trying to get too much out of these deals more outside of the scope of what our little endeavor is. They're probably like, okay, well, if you create a Spotify app for this, then your music streaming service has to stop playing this way. Or they're probably trying to get more out of these discussions and deals outside of just providing streamers with access to music.
So, Chacha, I have a question then.
Mm-hmm.
How is Discord doing it? Because, like, somehow when I listen to music on Discord, no, let me tell you about it. When I listen to music on Spotify, Discord will literally tell you I'm listening. Like, they have that integration.
Yeah, I think that's same thing as mentioned before with Twitch and negotiation. Like it's just like a third-party add-on, and I think maybe Discord and Spotify had an agreement with just allowing it to be.
It could be that
streamed
Discord's not monetized.
Could be that.
That's true.
We don't
Yeah.
monetize our
that
channels.
too.
Twitch, you get money from subs and all that stuff. So, and
So if I got rid of my affiliates and everyone just cash at me,
I think everyone would be
I
better
had-
off doing that anyway.
Yeah.
That
I'm just saying,
50%
I
is
know $5.
heavy.
I can at least get the whole $5.
Well,
Okay, so-
these things eliminated. Remember Twitch things?
Well, no,
Yes.
because Twitch had, I thought, the things to them.
They
Yeah,
didn't
it-
have it.
They
No.
didn't have.
Oh.
They didn't. They only had half of the licensing for all the
Right.
music that was streamed on there. So again, there's the mechanical, and there's the composition, and Twitch didn't have the other half of that. And so
Music
because
is
of
very
that,
complicated.
It's complicated.
Wild.
Literally,
It's
just
so
one again, like
complicated.
one song. There's two separate like laws to it, and it's just imagine getting a DMCA strike from a Cardi B song. You would a maximum fine for just one of those is I think it was $150,000. And
Oh
just
my
on-
God.
And let's just say that's on the composition.
And that it like
You
screwed
could
up
if you
all the
were-
like singing streamers too.
And it devastated every one of them who was doing Twitch sings, and there are people who were thriving on Twitch sings as well. And they even have I think they had a competition at one point too.
That too. I think it was
And they were
2
promoting
seasons.
that.
It was at
Exactly.
TwitchCon.
Exactly. Yeah. So just to see all of that because of like the negligence of having a license, because I would imagine you'd be able to do that. You're Twitch. You're a multi-million-dollar company.
You're not just
You
Twitch.
have-
You're Amazon.
and you're on Amazon. You would think you would have the
Amazon.
resources for all of this to be in effect, but
You're spending your time on creating global emotes and implementing tags, which tags are important for some people. Don't get me wrong, but you're not doing anything about the sexual harassment. You're not doing anything about helping us get our music back, which is a huge thing for the platform. Like, I have friends that are DJs
Yeah.
where they
yeah,
just
you can't do
DJ.
anything. Oh my goodness.
you can't do that anymore. Or like you can do it, but like unpublish your VOD.
And simple things like
And-
alerts.
Mm-hmm.
It's
This morning, I have a friend, a small streamer, Recon Rap, amazing streamer. And between games, because he streams for hours, between games, he'll pop in an anime episode and watch few episodes and then um, go back to gaming. Well, this morning, some troll came into his chat, started using racial slurs. He banned them, so they reported him for streaming anime, and now his account is gone. That happened this
Wow.
morning.
That's a huge
Wow.
part of it. People, so that's I saw that a lot with YouTube, and I believe this is one instance of it happening on Twitch where it can be abused by trolls, and it's also abused by these companies with their bots. These bots just go blanket across accounts without consideration to how big those accounts are, how those accounts are even having that music present, and
If there's
they
even
can.
anybody watching those accounts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And no one is it's incredibly it's a lot easier on their end because they are a big company or you're a troll who has nothing to lose to put in a strike and not care about the consequences. But the fight to get that strike taken down is far more difficult because no one's around to listen to that. Twitch hasn't put resources into
Nope.
empowering the creator to fight back when they're being attacked by the bots or trolls and having all of these things used against them. If you're altering it by having either your face in the corner where it's obscuring the whole actual video of it, or if you're altering it by your voice talking over it, it shouldn't count as you using their rights. It should be reviewed. If you're using the song for an ad, that's different. If you're just talking over it and having it in the background, that's not you monetizing it. They're like attacking vibes. Like we're just creating a vibe. We're all just chilling and enjoying something together. And I guarantee most people have found music through that wouldn't have otherwise listened to it.
That's how I kind of get my music these days. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not sitting there and I don't listen to the radio. Nobody's listening to the radio. I was shocked that there were still channels on the radio. I was like, people still listen to this?
My
Like,
drive to
who's
work.
pressing that button? Who's messing with that dial? No. You hear a song and I'm like, who is that?
Now, see,
Oh,
I do still listen to the radio occasionally, and that's because there is certain music that's not mainstream that's just played in my area that I like and enjoy. Um, is I'm from Northern California, so Bay music is not national. So sometimes you got to turn on the radio to see what you're missing. But that's just me. I'm
Yeah.
old.
look, I'm in Atlanta. It's pretty much on YouTube, TikTok.
It's
I can find it all there.
I think it's just it would cost them too much money to cater to the creator when they prefer to cater to the advertiser and the musician with the big lawyers. I get it. I get like the higher purpose of it, but it's not being used for the higher purpose. It's not protecting anyone's property. It is being weaponized to take.
And I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. It's just terrorizing people. Is what I was gonna say. Everyone's scared.
I'm sure the money that they do get from the strikes that they're charging people, not any of that goes to the artist. None of it, probably.
It's all to the owners who are the record companies. Because you really don't. I don't think that the. Well, no, I guess it was artists. Who was it? There's an artist that specifically was like, "You're using my music." I think. Was it? No. Who was the one that the music got forced on everyone in iTunes?
Oh,
You do?
you too.
I think it was U2. Or maybe I could be wrong. If you're watching this on YouTube, write in the comments who the heck it was. You probably know. I have no idea.
I think Apple allowed U2 to release their album at the time to everybody. Literally every iPhone would have that album on their library.
But that, I think it was that artist. I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. I'm always wrong. There was an artist who really did not want their stuff being played outside of the specific places that it was licensed to do so, and that is how we ended up with these really intense laws being passed specifically for content creators and these new platforms in which content can be shared.
I don't remember, but I understand a portion of it, because when you look back at the history of the music industry and you look at groups like TLC, who to this day are still the biggest selling girl group of all time, they were broke. They did not get paid because the record companies were charging them to make their videos. They were charging them studio time. They were charging them to produce the music and then selling the music and saying, oh, the money that you made had to go to pay that bill.
Yeah.
So I completely understand. I definitely want artists to get paid, but what's the point of putting music out and nobody can listen to it? Nobody can enjoy it the way they want to. It can only be enjoyed in specific locations at certain times in certain ways. I don't think that's what any artist
I
wants.
think that the veil has been, oh, this is to protect the artist. That's the cover story. But the reality is it's to protect the money. It's to protect the money that is only being held by recording labels, because that's why. I mean, it hasn't stopped artists having to fight for their entire albums and their entire artist tracks to back once they are finished with a label. It hasn't stopped any of these things from existing. Until someone looks at the laws behind intellectual property when it comes to someone having the company and the creative mind that works within that company, that'll never get fixed. And this is just a way to distract people from the fact that those laws are fucked up. It makes no sense that the creative entity wouldn't leave with their own property should the relationship between them and the shareholders end. But none of this is affecting
can't clean
that.
really good on Saturday mornings because I can't play Anita Baker because they won't give her the rights to her music. So I'm frustrated.
Yeah.
Didn't Taylor Swift redo her whole first 2 albums or something?
Yeah. Disputes with labels, and even Tommy Boy Records in New York, they still haven't paid any of the royalties to De La Soul and
what
artists there. They're still I believe De La Soul ended their relationship with Tommy Boy because their music was not being the royalties were not given back.
And the reality is the artists don't have the money to pay the lawyers. The CEOs do.
Yeah.
So they're counting on these artists going broke fighting these fights. And didn't that happen to Kesha or something like that? Didn't she have a whole awakening because her music basically was she I don't think she got any access to her music.
It was multiple things, but one of them was she doesn't have access. Yeah.
New Edition, their biggest selling song, Candy Girl, they have never gotten paid for that song.
What?
They have never gotten paid for that song.
Yeah. I think even all the Motown artists, their royalties haven't been paid by the RIAA still to this day.
Wow.
It's crazy.
It's all a mess.
But
we're worried about the
I get fined. Okay.
Yeah, we're worried about the streamer playing Grand Theft Auto and the soundtrack coming in the car. It's
there's no communication, nothing.
What is it? Guitar Hero. I had someone who asked me, can I stream Guitar Hero? I'm like, probably not.
No.
What about Dance Dance?
Yeah, the games have the license for you to play it on the game itself. Like again, kind of just like for personal use. But now you can't stream it on Twitch because Twitch doesn't have the license for them to now have that rebroadcast. And so Just Dance, DDR, or what else they have? Twitch Sings, and then Clone Hero. Any of those games that revolve background music, you can't use it anymore. So streamers have to adapt to this new thing that's going on, and it's just.
And it's not just music too. The people have weaponized copyright. Copyright has, and it's been since like Disney. And Disney started it because he couldn't take his intellectual property away from someone he was leaving. So he made sure that no one would ever use any of his stuff. Ever. And ever and ever. And those laws have just spiraled into creating this very tumultuous environment between artistry and copyright, and monetizing your passion is a very complicated thin line to cross, and with I
was gonna say, which is how we ended up with E3 this year on Twitch with some horrible background music.
What was it? Blizzard? Didn't Blizzard have a concert by Metallica or something that they had to mute?
I was just about to say that Metallica played a song and they put like the cutesiest music that you could find on top of it. They basically, it was like the most beautiful irony, because remember when Napster was a thing, the drummer of Metallica was a big part of that being shut down. So
that's who it was, Metallica.
What
because of Napster. That's what I was talking about earlier.
Definitely getting out. Yeah, definitely. So they did a Napster.
I mean, poor Metallica. They had that, and then they had the Grammys with Lady Gaga, and they had like difficulties on that front too. I mean, I kind of feel bad, but the irony is still there. So it's kind of
there.
It's very interesting to see.
It got twisted from this like artist trying to protect their stuff to it's snowballing and creating madness.
And we don't know like what we can do, what we can't do really anymore, because like, okay, so if I sample it and just take a small piece of the sample and make it my own, is that okay? Or is there like a 7-minute rule, or is it 2 chords, or like, what are we don't know if any of our workarounds are even okay. Like if I slow it down, does it make it a whole new song?
Yeah,
you know,
it's chopped and screwed.
Right.
It's in the song now.
Yeah.
So it's just really confusing for us.
I don't think it's gonna get not confusing. They have no plans. They have none. It's not financially in their interest to care. They don't.
I think Twitch is now being sought after for covers now too. So imagine if that became a thing. You would basically be wiping out the entirety of the music channel on Discord. Let alone
they did
the
that
DJs
to YouTube.
You can't have covers?
I don't think you can do
covers
on YouTube. Sorry, I'm not.
Although unless they don't have a license for people to just be able to sing a melody from any song without being like caught.
I think it has to either be for like charity, but you can't monetize your video if you're singing a song of someone else's. I don't think. I think if that video can't have ads. It's just crazy. It's just like we're all like, I think maybe because it's like a 3,000 page document on Wiki to figure out how to freaking navigate through it. Yeah, and the people who are it's all interpretations. Like the Bible, we're all just interpreting it. We don't know what we're doing. We're just hoping that we understand it.
I'm gonna be honest, I did not know. I thought Twitch Sings just kind of like died out, and that's why they got rid of it. Like it wasn't giving. I did not think for a second that Amazon, because I'm not calling it Twitch, but Amazon, who has a gaming studio, so they are getting licenses for music. They didn't think, oh, we can't.
No, I don't think that they didn't think. I think they were like, That for this small project, that might be too much money to spend on it. I don't think we're gonna spend that much on that small project. Let's half-ass it and then get as much out of it as we can, and then move the hell on. It's kind of like when businesses open a business and immediately go bankrupt after they've gotten people to invest. It's you just make as much money as you can in the short term and then abandon the project without any losses, because they didn't lose anything. The creators did.
Yeah.
People were like setting up their entire Twitch to be a Twitch Sings thing. Like they created music.
They were poaching YouTubers that were singers and brought them to Twitch and gave them partner with the idea of you can sing over here.
Yep. Nope. No. The government said not today. You're not doing it. But there are still extremely talented people creating music who aren't under record labels, and one of them is named the Cha-Cha Slide. And one of them has an awesome challenge where she pushes people to their maximum and they create beats, and it's amazing. And her name is Thicc Sparklebutt. So I think we should listen to some of them and preview some of them. The Cha-Cha has a song that is on Spotify.
Yep.
I'm gonna open
Spotify. It should be on Apple Music, iTunes, Deezer, iHeart. You can Shazam it too if you want.
Oh, Shazam! Man, what happened to Shazam? Wasn't that a show?
So, okay.
Actually,
So I play your music on my stream. Will I get DMCA?
As an independent artist and with the licenses that I have, you should be fine.
So I would just be like, I know him. Like,
yeah, and since you've asked me permission, this is evidence that you have permission to play my song on your stream, so it counts. So you're already
yay!
You're solid golden.
But you pretty much did everything. You produced.
So we have it recorded. Mm-hmm. It's Yana has permission, Life is Scary has permission, and so does Giblet. And Thicc Sparklebutt.
Again. Twitch, I gave them permission.
Everyone in this room has permission. But the reality is, you would get DMCA'd yourself if you played it.
Yeah, they'd be like, we're going to DMCA you for this song. Like, it's my song. They're like,
Just for everyone watching, this is on Spotify. It's called Distant Memory, and it's under the Holy Atmos.
Thy Holy Atmos.
Thy, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is thy. I'm just wrong.
I might change it because it's. We'll see. We'll see.
For now, it's Thy Holy Atmos, and I will be showing it, and we're going to play it a minute in. It is a beautiful song, and we hope you guys enjoy.
And sealing wax, and cabbages and king. Explosion is non-existent. No change, of course, necessary. Information requested on explosion is non-existent. No change, of course,
Man, I'm a freaking sucker for bass. Anything that has like deep tones and like a good like cadence is so good. It's so freaking good. The whole song is really freaking fantastic. Listen to it. It's an entirety. It's meant to be a full piece. You've only got a snippet, but it's really fantastic. On the video, I think I can link it on everything. I'll just link the sharing link to the Spotify listing of it, and you guys can listen to it and enjoy it.
Sweet.
With
Thank
us.
you so much.
Yeah, It was so good. I loved it.
I'm sorry, I'm still listening to it. I'm sorry. I was like, I can get high with this.
I have been told that before, and it's
Like
the
that
best
one go-
compliment. It's a great. I love it. It's
Yes.
awesome.
And next up, we are going to share how the gorgeous Thicc has a beat competition, or it's a challenge, really.
So it's mostly a challenge, and like I don't know if I'm doing something right or wrong, but what I do is I've got several friends that are producers, and I just pick two songs usually. And this last challenge, I had them make a sample beat out of one of the songs and then create a mashup with another song to make it a song. So, yeah, there's some results there. I know it's a long video. You can skip through it.
What I'll do is I will replace us with this video because I think
Okay.
I think this is really cool to enjoy, especially because it has like visual aid. um, and then everyone can check out your channel and then see when the next time you're going to do another challenge. Everyone, I guess, is challenged with themselves. They're competing against themselves and how good they could do this stuff, and it's really cool. I'm gonna play it now, though. Yay!
Okay. All right. So that was your mashup. Let's hear your remix. Can we get Mr. Nobody's remix played, please?
You could seduce me with your eyes. I be open for you. I be open for you. Ain't no getting away from this. Ain't no getting away from this. You could seduce me with your eyes. I be
Okay.
open for you. I be open for you. Ain't no getting away from this. If you want it, if you want it. Ain't no getting away.
Oh,
Ain't no getting away. Ain't no getting away. If you want it, if you want it.
I like that. I like that. So moving on to the next one. Let's hit up Prince. Let's go with Prince's song. Prince, do you want your mashup or do you want your oh wait. What? Yeah. Do you want your mashup or do you want your remix?
You can do the remix first.
The remix first? Okay, so here goes Prince's remix. What song did you use for the remix?
I used Busted.
Bust it. Okay. I can definitely zone out to this. I can get dressed to this.
No, big facts. There's definitely something to throw in the background.
Yeah. This is a nice stream mix.
That was cool. Is this? Do you have like a playlist on Twitch?
So I do not. I don't, but I do have. What I do is when they send me their samples, I just put them in my Discord and put them in Google Drive and then throw the links in my Discord.
Oh, that's
And then
awesome.
just if anybody wants to use them because they have given me permission to do that, so they can use them in their streams.
That's
Or
so cool.
the reason why I came up with this idea is because like I wanted music, and one of my friends, Koi Kid, really amazing producer, and so I was like, hey, if I give you some songs, can you flip them for me? And he was like, sure. I was like, okay, I'll pay you for that. He was like, cool. So he did it and he made me a playlist and I loved it. And I was like, hey, would you be willing to do this for other people? And he was like, yeah, sure. And I said, okay, let me ask some more people. And so I just started asking everybody that I knew who did beats if they would be willing to be open for commissions. And they said yes. I said, okay, come on, let's put a showcase together to show
That's
what you
cool.
guys can do. And then that way people can talk, you can talk about your process and give people ways to contact you so that they can get music for their Twitch streams too.
Is there a
So-
set schedule for this?
No.
I say that and
Gotta follow to
hello,
find
none
out.
of us. Yeah, definitely
No.
follow because this is an awesome concept. This is really cool to see.
I
That is
think the
awesome.
next one is going to be in October. And I'm always looking for new producers. There's some who can make it, some who can't make it. So there's some returns, there's some new people. And it's just fun. It's really fun and it's amazing to see how everybody's brain works just a little bit differently to like you give them the same amount of material and they create different pieces of art within it and I love it.
That is really fun. That is just, it kind of like, it's like they're letting you in a little bit as to who they are in a very, very short segment. And it's funny because it looks like the guy, they like didn't want you guys to see their expression while you watched it. That was so cute. They're like, I'm going to go hide now.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
Chacha, was it weird for you with us like vibing while we listened to your song?
No, not at all. I think that just the feeling of the vibes is just great.
Yeah.
So just it's all good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I think with that, we're going to link to Chacha's Spotify song, a song on Spotify, and we're going to link to Thicc Sparklebook's Twitch. That way you can subscribe to her, subscribe and follow because she's worth it. Her Twitch, and then she on her Twitch she'll have access to her Discord where you'll get access to all this freaking awesome music, which is insane to me. That's just like the biggest value. I'm in your Discord and I didn't know that because I don't pay attention to things. 'Cause
I
I'm
didn't
awful.
know
Oh my god, I'm so excited
I'm
right
like,
now.
I'm going to be running through this in a minute. Okay. I got stream in like 30 minutes. I'm like, let me find this. What channel is this in?
Yes.
All there.
Ooh.
With all this
Okay.
government meddling, I think, Yana, we need that affirmation now.
Listen, I got y'all. I got y'all for the affirmation. And this is actually a cluster of affirmations that I decided to put together. 'Cause I think they flow. My creativity inspires others to do their best. My innovation inspires others to try new things. I am excited to share my creative ideas with others. And I value my art. And I think that's what it comes down to. Valuing
Yes.
people's art and then spreading and sharing it with others.
I love it. I love it. I
Amen
love it. I
to
love
that.
it. Love yourself through your creativity.
Yes. And I'm about to go and raid through Sparkle Booty's Discord.
Oh, yeah.
I think we all are. It's gonna be
Alrighty. You, listener, please enjoy the vibes. I hope you come back for more and that you love on these people in this stream. We love you. We love you very much. I want to say goodbye. Good night and good day.